Hello flight simmers, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the next full flight video in P3D. Yeah, today we are flying the Aerosoft A330 300 in the Garuda Indonesia colors, and we're heading from Seoul in South Korea over to Denpasar, also or maybe even better known as Bali, the famous holiday island. We have been there recently with the Qantas 747. But this one stood out to me as a nice A330 service, so I decided to go for it. And yeah, you guys can hear it. I'm trying out some background music today to make these videos a bit more entertaining, at least for the not so busy parts. I will likely tune it down for takeoff and landing, but yeah, let me know what you think about that. And yeah, you might have noticed we're starting inside the terminal. Something I just discovered recently that is kind of funny to do. So here's the terminal building. It's not exactly a high quality airport here, but yeah, it's kind of funny to start in here. Have a quick look around and see the aircraft out there through the windows. And yeah, I have another question for you before we jump into the flight deck. So what do you think? Will this potentially be the last Aerosoft A330 flight in P3D ever? Question mark. The reason I'm asking is so usually I'm doing an A330 flight every couple of weeks, but I feel like the Microsoft Flight Sim release of the A330 is coming closer and closer. They haven't confirmed any date yet, but given that there have been a couple of updates throughout the development process, I think it might be fairly close. And yeah, then of course we want to check out the aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim. It's a release which I'm excited about, but not super stoked about, right? So they've said that they want to put a big focus on the Xbox users, which I fear might compromise the system depth and the complexity of the aircraft a bit, but I might be wrong, and maybe they surprise us to the upside for once, which would be kind of cool. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think we will soon have the A330 in Microsoft Flight Sim? And what's your take on that? So, this being cleared, you can see containers are being loaded. I think passengers are already on board. We're kind of late to the setup here, but never mind. Let's get to it. Right, so here we are in the flight deck. It's a bit dark. Unfortunately, always a P3D thing. Is that better? Some dome light? Yeah, maybe it is. Right, I haven't set up much other than the load sheet actually. So wait, how does it work again? I haven't been here in a long time. I think we need the airports like that. And there's the routing. Cool. So flight number will be GIA Golf India Alpha 871. Flight number cost index 15. Initial cruise level 380. The A330 always goes up way high. Alternate airport. I haven't customized it. SimBrief is giving me Whiskey Alpha Romeo whatever that is. To be honest, I am not very sure. So that's in there. Let's get some wind data as well. That looks good. Init, second init. Yeah, this should be the load sheet already. We got it kind of early. Let's see. Block fuel 45 tons. And then we have a zero fuel weight of 155.98, so that's 156 pretty much. 156 at a zero fuel weight, center of gravity 31.2. That goes in here. And something very cool about this livery, it comes with this placard here, giving us some data about this aircraft. So max zero fuel weight would be 173, so we're not close to that. And max takeoff weight 235. And we are at a cross weight of 198, so you can see I'm not quite maxed out here today. Then last but not least, alternate fuel is 4.8. That goes in here, out of range. That's perfect. How is that even out of range? Anyhow, let's not worry about that. So the departure runway is 34 right. It is giving me the bobbed to Yankee departure. But let's see if this makes sense. Yes, it does indeed. So here's the chart. Quickly pulling over the app. So 34 right, which would be this one. Then initial heading 318. That's a quick turn. Okay, whenever we're stable in the air, I guess. So I don't know, could be as low as 400 feet or something. A slight left-hand turn. Yankee Delta 020. Then we are following along this route. 4,000 above, 7,000 above, 10,000 above, 13,000 above, flight level 160 above, 190, 210. Okay. Lots of altitude constraints. I don't believe they are any constraint for us. Aircraft should be quite powerful. Transition 14,000. Okay, so that's looking good now. Yeah, 14,000, that's correct. Everything is looking good. We can check the altitude constraints. See, we are way clear of these altitude constraints anyhow, so that's not an issue. Flap, I do not know the SOPs of Garuda Indonesia, but I assume it's a flap 2. I think most operators are having a flap 2 departure for the A330, and these are the speeds: 147, 47, 52. Nice. Copy active flight plan. And that's already everything we can set up here for this flight. It's always very quick in the A330. I'm not paying much attention to this value, extra fuel. I think it might be off a little bit. Here it says arrival fuel 7.4. That would be nice. That's plenty. And yeah, it's a daytime flight, by the way. Departing 11 something. Now it's 11:18 local. And then we get to Bali after a flight time of 6 hours and 44 minutes. That's what's calculated today. We can... Oh, VORs are on already. And initial altitude... I'm not sure if there was anything on the charts. I don't think so. But we are flying offline. So, bless you. Aerosoft sometimes comes up with funny stuff in the flight deck. Okay, 380. Since we're flying offline. Okay, new load sheet, but this should be very much in line with the values we just entered. So 156. So they want to 45. Nice. Okay. So I guess we are therefore ready to rock and roll. Need to set up a few things. Seatbelts. APU comes on, of course. Then let's get these fuel pumps off. We have ground control for the voice recorders coming to on. Beacons, now that's a bit early since we're still waiting for the APU, but never mind. That should be fine. And for the checklist, cockpit preparation checklist, gear pins and covers are removed, hopefully. Fuel quantity is, where is it? 45 tons. Seatbelts are on, adheres are on nav, and battery reference is set to 1033 twice, 3 times. That's checked. Alright. Okay. Quickly moving through the glass. Ooh, nice, some heavies coming in. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong key. That's what I was searching for. The zoom. Korean A330, there's a UPS 747. Another Korean A330. Nice and busy here today. Okay, yeah, let's get ready for pushback. So where is it? Aircraft doors. Close everything. Then we will set the transponder to 1000 TA. It should be closing. Ground services. Now I need the APU. There it is. External power comes off. And then this comes off, off, off. Everything is off. Prepare for pushback and departure. No de-icing, please. It is quite cold. -3, but you could see outside weather is very, very clear. So that's looking just fine. Right, so off we go. Parking brake released. Ooh, look at this, it's getting busy here. Nice stuff. Yeah, this EFB, I don't really like it, that's why I'm not using it. I wonder, can we switch it off? I guess not. Okay, let's fire up then. Looking for the bleed pressure to establish. 38 is a good value, I believe. So starting number 2. Okay, so we have 2 good engine starts. It's quite a long pushback.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Okay, then APU bleed off, APU master switch off. We don't need engine NTIs, although it's cold, but no clouds. Oh, that's a bit close, my friends. That's not going to work out, but as very well known AI traffic bug. So auto brake max, arm the spoilers, flaps 2. Flight control check, let's see if this already works. Yeah, that's full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral, full right, full left, neutral. Good. I'm just noticing I haven't run the before start checklist, did I? Never mind. I think we have been doing all the necessary preparations. But now after start checklist, NTIs is not required. ECAM status check, pitch trim is not set. See, that's why we have the checklist. Up 1.1. Okay, magically it's set already. Rudder trim is neutral. Good. So turn off and taxi lights. Let's go around. And the taxi checklist flight controls are checked. Flap setting is config 2. That is set. Radar and predictive wind shear. I keep forgetting about it since we don't have it in Microsoft Flight Sim, or it doesn't work. So every time I forget it now in P3D, but here we of course have a working weather radar. And engine mode selected is normal. ECAM mode takeoff, no blues, not set. Yeah, we're gonna wait for this. That will be the last action before takeoff. Okay, so let's get rolling. And we are already picking up some speed, which is good. And we will now taxi. Let me quickly show it to you. So here was our gate. We are now on Romeo 1. We will go right on Romeo. Then left on Mike. All the way down on Mike. And then Mike 6 or Mike 5. Yeah, probably Mike 5. And Sierra on 234 right. That's the plan. So it's gonna be a bit of taxi. I expect at least 10 minutes of taxi time. Alright guys, we're getting there. And speaking of AI traffic accuracy, was just another Garuda A330 departing, maybe also heading to Bali, I don't know. So this would be kind of amazing. And look at this. He's just taxiing into the stand now, Lufthansa 747, and that's kind of cool because we also did this flight once before, coming from Frankfurt in the 747-400 into Seoul. That was a cool flight as well. I remember it quite well. But yeah, let's get ready for departure. There's an aircraft I think is coming in, but more than 7 miles out, so that's okay. TARA, TO config. Let's set the lights, landing lights, take off, strobes, and lineup checklist. Takeoff runway 34 right is confirmed. TCAS, STRA, and PEX 1 and 2 are on engines. Lineup checklist is completed, and so we will be ready to rock and roll this A330 to Bali. Looks like everything is clear on the runway, so we can basically keep it rolling. Let's do it. That's the nice Rolls-Royce sound coming in. Completing the lineup. And man, flex SRS and runway.
On taxiway, on taxiway.
Disregard. Certainly not a taxiway we are on. Knots. Oh yeah, it's taking its time to accelerate, but it's okay. We have plenty of runway. 10 knots of wind on the nose. V1 rotates. Nice and easy rotation. Positive rate, gears coming up. Why is that not working? What's happening to my gear? There it is. Cool. Oh, getting a bit slow. That's correct for that. Starting the left-hand turn. Okay, let's put this autopilot to work. It should be thrust reduction altitude now. There it is. Climb power. Flaps 1 speed check. Oh, let's say that again. Flaps 1 speed checked. Flaps 1. Left-hand turn off, and taxi lights, and flaps up. Nice, accelerating. Disarm the speed brakes. Okay, and let's see if we can potentially take any shortcut here. So sector altitude is at 2,600. We're just about to pass that. And yeah, you know what, guys? Let's just make it easy for us. Let's go direct Bogota straight away like this. This saves us quite a few kilograms of fuel, I think. Okay, that's looking good. Heading straight to Bogota. Yeah, we can still make the altitude constraint. Good stuff. And so that's that on the departure. Airfield is off to our left-hand side. Yeah, it's a really cool airport. It's just a pity that it lacks a whole lot of details. It looks a little bit generic, but yeah, never mind. Okay, so that's that for the departure. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I shall meet you for our arrival into Denpasar. Enjoy! So, welcome back, captains. We are descending into Bali, and we have the island of Bali to the left-hand side. And this looks pretty cool. Quite a nice approach coming in from the north. Let me quickly pull up the arrival chart right here. So we are coming in from Domba, the Domba 1 Charlie arrival. Basically approaching the island from the north and then swinging around on the western side of the island, and now we are heading down towards Kuta ultimately, and then we will do the classy RNP approach runway 09er, which we know it's the most common approach into Bali, and we did it recently with the 747. So today we are trying it with the A330, just the same way. Should be quite a nice one. Also, I briefly want to mention, for some reason the sim time changed after departure out of Seoul, and I noticed it quite late, so you might have seen that or this bit of discrepancy of the ETA arrival time throughout the cruise, but never mind. Now we are back to a time which is quite realistic. It's getting very bumpy now. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Right, auto brake is medium. Yeah, what else do we need to discuss? Weather maybe, that would be a good one. So, destination weather, that did not work. Oh, come on, sometimes Active Sky is just giving up on me. There it is. So, 12 knots of wind, 130. It will be a slight crosswind landing. Let's see how this works out. Visibility is good. Few clouds 1500, scattered 1600. Some thunderstorm clouds around, but I don't think it's over the airport. Temperature 33, it's quite warm. Nice and warm and humid as well. 1008 on the altimeters, that's set already. So that's that. The RNP, I think it's slightly offset, at least if I remember correct on the last couple of approaches. Didn't lead us straight onto the runway, but visibility should be fine. Then we can, of course, do some manual flight. Crown spoilers are armed, and yeah, other than that, all looking good. We just have to count on AI traffic to not mess up things for us, but I am fairly optimistic on that today. Alright, so just cruising down there, we are approaching 4,000 feet, still above some clouds, and checking the R&P arrival chart. So from Kuta we can basically arm the final approach. In terms of a missed approach, or in case of a missed approach, we will climb to 2000 on runway heading, then a 180 degree right hand turn climbing to 3000 and back to Kuta, which is the waypoint we are approaching just now. So that's the deal. Let's see, flight plan, we have 17 miles to go. I think it's about a good time to start slowing down and also to start setting some flaps as well. Okay, approach nav, final blue. I'm not sure if I ever did an R&P approach in the A330 again, before. So let's see. Final approach should be selected any second now. That's 2500 above. Okay, let's go flap 1. Speed check, flaps 1. Okay, that's looking good. Apparently there's no AI traffic active, so we might be lucky. And yeah. Okay, so this vertical deviation is definitely off. If that's 2500 or above, then it's definitely off. Let's go flap 2. Let's go selected speed. I think 170 is good. Or did I forget to... Did it not capture? I think it did not capture, did it? We might be slightly high, although judging from the looks.
2500.
Let's go 1700. Let's see constraint for the next waypoint. Again, alt final is blue. We have, what is it, 6 miles to run? 8 miles to run. Okay, so second try for the descent capture. Otherwise we are visual, we can also take it from here. Let's put those lights on already. This as well. Let's go gear down. Flaps 3. Final approach, there it is. Manage speed. Flaps full. Now it worked. Not quite sure why it didn't work earlier, but never mind. Okay. I think I will do an auto thrust landing. Then we can focus on flying the aircraft manually. Landing checklist, EK memo landing, no blue. Landing checklist is completed. And so I would say it's my aircraft. It's actually a non-precision approach, so we can switch off the flight director, get the bird on and just fly it visually. It's just a bit hard to see the poppies. Looks like 3 red, 1 white. Yeah.
09.
So very nice weather here. Wind is steady, 12 knots from 130. It's a little bit of a crosswind, but not too much. This looks like too red, too white.
500. 400. 100 above.
Oh, I didn't set the go-around altitude.
300.
3000.
Minimum.
Continue. Okay, back on profile.
200. 100.
Coming in nicely.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Oh, come on. There we are. Reverse. Where's my reverse thrust? Is it coming in? Not quite. Okay. 70 knots. Idle forward. Manual braking. Here we are. We have made it to Bali. That was, yeah, a good landing. I'm happy with the landing. Not quite in touchdown zone, a little bit long, but not too much though, so that's still fine. Okay, let's exit to the left. Flaps are coming up. Maybe still a little bit too fast. Okay, landing lights, taxi lights, strobes, APU start, transponder TA, and let's get something to the left here. Oh, there's a retro, maybe we can squeeze in next to that one. Okay, now I wanted to some music on again. Okay, let's see if that's stand. Oh, it's a Garuda retro. Cool. 23. That would be kind of cool. GSX Gate 23. Handling by Garuda. Cool, so taxi lights are coming off. And we could potentially even kill one engine. But never mind, we have almost made it. Okay, let's kill engine 2, so we don't pick up that much speed. I guess we need the yellow electric. Oh gosh, where is it on the A330? I don't even know. Ah, there it is. On. Ooh, shit. Sorry. Doing multiple things at once. Okay, let's look from the outside. I don't have a good GSX config here. Okay, A330. It's clearly marked. A little bit further. And there we are. So, parking brake, killing engine number 1, APU leads. Oh, sorry, I still have the weather radar. That's not good for the marshaller. Not at all. Stand by. Why does that not work? 2000. Let's see, landing rate. What does Aerosoft give us? 182. Yeah, that's about right, I would say. Then we have the seat belts, beacons, fuel pumps, and then we can deboard. So, and here we are, everyone. Welcome again to Bali. There's an aircraft landing. What's coming in here? That's an Asia A320. Cool. Yeah, so we're definitely in good company here at this airport. Looks awesome. So I think that was a good flight. Yeah, A330 has some bugs, but handles fairly well. I always find it quite similar to the 787 in terms of quality and accuracy. But yeah, as I've mentioned earlier, maybe the next A330 flight will be a Microsoft flight sim. I surely hope so. But let's see. Let's see how everything turns out for the development. So, and that's that for today. Once again, welcome to Bali, everyone. I really, really love this terminal building. It's so cool. Something different from the from all the other airports which we know. I think there's even another aircraft coming in. Busy times, busy times. Might be an A330 even. Alright, anyhow, thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed this A330 service from Seoul to Bali. And I shall see you on the next video. Take care, bye bye.